With that, I would like to invite Dr. Pritesh M Shah. Please come forward. He is a group chairman of Prima India. Please enlighten us, sir. Over to you.
So the member on the dais and the guest, very good afternoon. Something odd I'll be talking today, the more I'll be discussing on the gas summit, is about the validation. Because as the theme says, we are going to be in very exciting phase by the 2030 of the transportation of the gas, exploration of the gas, and entire that particular industry. The most important along with that, what we need is the safety along with that, because they're all the hydrocarbons, what we are going to explore, what we are going to use. So you must be aware of any gas plant, refineries, they use the safety gas detectors to find out any gas leakages. Either it is transported to other place, either it is explored or it been stored anywhere. So the most important part is the equipment which is used to detect the leakage for the safety of the plant, safety of the people. People means it's all entire family. It concerned with that. Is it reliable? As per my knowledge and the knowledge which I interact with all the leaders into this refining industries, gas manufacturers industries. Calibration, normally any equipment, measuring equipment, I'm just doing a preamble, I have a 20 minutes, am I right, sir? Yeah, but I will not extend that. I'm sure I will leave with the message to that. So, reliability, now, any measuring equipment, as a simple example, you need to calibrate to see the functionality of that equipment is perfect or not. See, if I say, suppose the concentration of 10 ppm, if I'm applying the 10 ppm, my equipment should show the 10 ppm. Or if not, then maybe a tolerance of in the percentage or in a ppm into that. Now, how to calibrate? So, as per in 76 years of Indian independence, we used to have a standard calibration method. And for that, we also have the testing laboratories for that, or calibration laboratory. Now, the question mark here is, you have a calibration laboratory, you have a testing facility, everything you have developed. But one more thing is added into that is an accreditation. So there is an accreditation board in India who accredits your testing laboratory as per the ISO IC 17025. That's the standard which has been defined for the accreditation of any testing facility or a calibration facility. Your laboratory has to be a mandatory, has to have an accreditation to issue the calibration certificate to have called as an validation or an authentication. Now the question comes here. You can raise anytime the hand, sorry sir, but if I'm saying something which is I'm not aware, and probably you are aware, you can raise this hand and you can question. Because we are going to talk about the innovation, we are going to talk about some change, what the country needs in this particular sector. So how many of you have attended the audit of QMS, that is called ISO 9001? Then how many of you have attended the audit of NABL for the testing laboratory as per the 17025? Now when the auditor comes to your place, especially they ask for the calibration certificate for all measuring equipment. If I'm talking a multimeter or in a pressure gauge or maybe humidity meter or maybe any gas meter or whatever, whichever things which you are measuring, he requests or he asks mandatorily to give me a calibration certificate for the audit process. In that, one more thing he ensures, the auditor ensures one more thing. The calibration certificate should carry the logo of ISO IC 17025, that in India we call an accreditation board NABL. Am I right? I don't know how many of you have faced this, but this is what is needed. Surprisingly, when 9 years back I started this process, I am a manufacturer of gas detectors since 92, so it's 33 years now. I also come to know 8 years, 9 years back, because this is something which is blunder, it is happening. So, apart from one equipment, that is called the safety gas detectors, either fixed mount, portable, or a gas analyzers for the quality control, or maybe for the emission monitoring, pollution monitoring. All other equipments are been having a test report or test calibration certificate with an accreditation logo, except the most important safety equipment which we use is a gas detector. So I may be wrong, probably you must be taking the service from an accreditation board, but as far as my knowledge, so far in last 7 years I am presenting this, none of them has challenged me that this is my calibration certificate of gas detector, has a right-hand side logo of ISO IEC 17025 accredited lab. So eventually, I'm not questioning any government bodies or I'm not questioning any thought process or the knowledge of the things. But very systematically, we have ignored the life of the people who are working in such a gas industries or refining industries. Those who have been told that you are being protected. You are being protected by having this gas detector installed. So whenever gas will leak, it will alarm and you have to go on the safer place. So here I'm going to share an experience and case study, what we had been gone under to having a calibration of the gas detector with a CRM method by an accredited laboratory, which is the first and only lab in India who has in competency and accreditation to calibrate the gas detector with the CRM. So content of discussion, I already have a preamble, so importance of calibration, I'll go with a little fast into that. So are we considering the calibration of gas monitoring instrument as a priority? The important is, yes, people say yes, it is must, because our SOP says, our organization SOP says that every 6 months I need to have a calibration of my gas detector. So what I will do, on the 5th and half month, I'll call to the OEMs and ask the OEM, the equipment manufacturer who has supplied the gas detector, to send me a calibration certificate for my audit purpose. Or I will put in tender that my calibration of this gas detector should be mandatory done by the OEMs. So हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि मैं ही जन्म दे रहा हूँ और मैं ही उसको वैलिडेट कर रहा हूँ. And that too also करने में कोई problem नहीं है. It's not problem with that. You are giving a birth and you are validating, that is not a question. Subject to, are we following the standard method or a competent method of doing that job? That was the question here. So reliable testing measuring equipment is a tool for accurate and credible gas leakage detection and reporting. So calibration is crucial, as everybody knows. Nothing new I am telling. Subject to, are we considering as a crucial then? Because accuracy and reliability is a foremost important part into this entire process of the work safety, environment safety, betterment, and the people safety. So calibration is what basically, everybody knows that, but still it's adjusting the detector sensor response to the known gas concentration. So I will have a known gas concentration. I'm not talking electronic calibration. कि मैं microampere दूंगा, milliampere दूंगा, I will adjust my detector reading accordingly and I will say that it is calibrated. No, I'm talking my sensors, my electronics, my processors, everything has to be synchronized with the standard known CRM, reference material. So here, that is what the adjustment had to be done with the gas concentration, which an accurate reading and warnings. So regular calibration is necessary to prevent drift, because anything in the world which is manufactured by God or by us has a drift. It has a drift, either we also have an age-wise drift, the component, electronic components will have a drift, the sensors will have a drift, so that need to be compensated by the method we call as a calibration or a validation. So what you can achieve here is accurate reading, reliable alarms. The most underlined word here is reliable alarm. I may get alarm, but is it true? It's reliable, or I'm getting alarm when I want. When the incident happens, at that time the alarm should buzzer. Compliance with the regulations, that is another requirement. Prevention of false alarm, early detections of issues, and extend the detector's lifespan. Regular calibration, validation will ensure the life of your sensors, your analyzers too. So the components, like the definition is like ensure the quality and reliability. The component includes as an ISO IC 17035-34 standard. Now, we always know about 17025. That ISO IC 17025 is the standard for the accreditation of the testing methodology. Now, what is 17034? Now, as I saw, for the calibration, we use a certified reference material. That is a gas. Now, to prepare that gas, or the test that gas, or the accredit that gas, you need a laboratory called 17034. I have one friend here sitting who is like, as a mammoth task he has taken, like since last 4 years, like he is struggling to get that. We don't get an auditor here for 17034 in India. And India use more than 1 million gas detectors every year. And 90%, 80% or 90% are all imported. You know that. So the process is systematic assessment and verification with competent people, competent CRM. We must have that. So somebody says guidelines में कहाँ लिखा है? कोई guidelines में लिखा है कि ये करना है? नहीं लिखा तो हम नहीं करते. सिंपल बात है. So अगर ऑडिटर नहीं मांगते, ऑडिटर हमारे पास मल्टीमीटर का एक्रीडेशन मांगा, लेकिन गैस डिटेक्टर का एक्रीडेशन लोगों नहीं मांगा, तो हमारा कहाँ प्रॉब्लम है? We are running industry, we save money, but we risk the life of the people or the life of the plant into that. So these are the organizations which is already written. The two bottom is are of Indian organization, those who we are already specifically mentioned into this Ministry of Labor and Employment, the use of gas detector for the occupational health, for the safety, and the type of calibrations and time of the calibrations to be done. So this is a myth. It's a scenario or a myth. It is a fact. You can tell me that, no, Pritesh, this is wrong. You are lying this. This is not exactly. You can say that. So gas detectors are used for safety purpose. Am I right? So however they are calibrated to provide evidence. So we use the calibration for the evidence purpose to complete our SOP. That calibration has to be done every 6 months. We have done that. And the best part is, we are happy. Are you with me? I'm talking as a sensible thing? Okay. So, we are much happy after 76 years of our independence. We are much happy if somebody gives a certificate with a multinational company of a German or American or maybe a European company on his letterhead that this model number gas detector I have calibrated with this gas. We are happy because we feel that अरे इंडियन गलत बोल सकते, वो लोग थोड़ा गलत बोल सकते, वो गलत कभी कर ही नहीं सकते. And then we accept without that logo of accreditation. And they are the manufacturers, they on their letterhead, they put you that this is a test report. Before I go with this, I'll give a small incidents which I have faced. I'm talking of one tender for the calibration of gas detector. आजकल तो jam पे होता है सब, because government feels that everything happens fair into the jam. So it is on jam tender. There is a company logo on this display also. I don't want to name that. 900 gas detectors to be calibrated. The tender was awarded to the company with the cost of one gas detector calibration Average cost was 127 rupees. Think how these plants are safe and how these plants, people are safe into that environment. And these are the fact. Either we believe, not believe, either we close our eyes, but these are the fact which is we are not aware about. Only thing these instrument guys, those who are working, they may are aware about this part. So, gas detector is installed but not calibrated regularly through an accredited calibration facility. No requirements from the regulatory body. एक हमारे पास रीजन है कि भाई NABL मांगता ही नहीं है. NABL ऑडिटर्स या QMS ऑडिटर्स, ISO ऑडिटर्स मेरे पास मांगता नहीं है. वो बोलेगा it will go, चलेगा. For gas detector, if it is not from the accredited laboratory, it is fine. But I don't have a scientist in India in 77 years who can develop the testing laboratory or calibration laboratory as per the ISO 17025. Am I right? No, it's not right. But we are lack of intentions. So any concentrations of gas used for calibration. So मैंने कोई भी cylinder लिया उस पे चिपका हुआ है कि this cylinder concentration is 20 ppm and I apply to my gas detector and I show that it is 20 ppm, so it is calibrated. No. Your gas span gas or the calibration gas filled in the cylinder has to be accredited as 17034 laboratory. Do not check the traceability, as I told you, about the CRM as ISO 17034. Do not check competency of calibration engineer. What is an audit? Audit is for the testing facility as well as the people who are using that instrument effectively and performing the end result to that. So laboratories are audited for the competency of the people working as well. And if the people coming at your place with a small canister and doing and applying the gas on the detector and there is this calibrated, you are on the high risk. So these are the benefits of calibration from the accredited laboratory is control, right alarms, you have a prevent accidents, you can have a rejection in quality control analysis, you can have a properly good thing, pollution and quality. So this is what certified reference material I am talking is associated uncertainty. The most important thing I am going to speak to you, I am going to show you example here. So traceable to SI units, CRM. These are the logos you must ensure that it has been there on the letterhead. And when you see this logo, आजकल इंडिया में काफ़ी कुछ होता है, logo भी छप जाता है लेकिन वो उसमें scope में होता नहीं है. So ensure to go on the website of that laboratory, check that scope. Is that scope is there in this in profile or not? So these are the few examples of certificate. So on your left side, there is a calibration certificate, and on right side, there is an accredited laboratory certificate. So what is missing is a symbol, the logo, accreditation logo is missing there. The second part, the most important, metrological traceability is not available wherein your accredited lab, why there is one picture, here is one picture, one page, and here you have a 2-page. Because one gas detector calibration report comes with a 2-page. So there is something there. I just finish it. Yeah, 2 minutes. Error and uncertainty reporting. Uncertainty is what we will discuss here. Degree of doubt. Any equipment which comes without uncertainty, you are in a high risk. This is the laboratory where our equipment was gone. If authentic calibration of gas detector is not already an element of your business, perhaps it should be. It could save your life and your family rather. So this is the lab where our gas detector was performed. This is an experience which I shared, my case studies. This is the only lab in India as far as current situation. So if any questions, I'm here to answer that. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and enlighten us about such a great topic and a very important topic. I